getting a bad rap. I don't mean like a blunt rap. You know what I mean? People talk, people. People talk shit about it, weed's getting a bad rap. I don't mean like a blunt rap. You know what I mean? People talk, people talk shit about it, marijuana affects the memory. That's bullshit. I never forget to smoke. So weed makes you stupid. It doesn't make you stupid. It makes you smarter. All right. Been smoking weed since high school. I grew up in San Gabriel Valley in LA, and we had what's called off-campus lunch. I don't know if you remember that. That's where you can go off campus, smoke weed, eat, and then you had to come back for some reason. So one time I came back lit, and we had intermediate math. I had intermediate math after lunch, right? And one time I came back lit, and we had to take a test in fractions, a little pop quiz. And one of the questions on the test was, what's the difference between a quarter and an eighth? I wrote $50.
Pretty much everybody smokes pot when you think about it. I just found out my 15-year-old cousin smokes pot. What the fuck? 15-year-old wants to be an adult before he even grows up. I want to try to help curb the habit, discourage him from really turning it into something bad. So I told him I smoke a little. Didn't expect the reaction. His eyes got so big, like so excited. He was like, dude, Adam, dude, you smoke weed?
Dude, how have we not smoked together yet?
I was like, dude, how have we not smoked together yet? 5 years ago, you were 10. What the fuck are you talking about? You just started using deodorant, man. Take it easy. Plus, I have this rule. I can't smoke pot with anybody who didn't grow up watching DuckTales. That's just one of my rules about smoking weed. Yeah, that's a good rule. DuckTales. They're the potheads, that's how you find them. Yeah.
There's no place to get this legend DuckTales.
Dang it. My second card. My first card, I got 3 days into being in Los Angeles. I didn't even have an apartment yet. My first purchase was a weed cookie. I got an edible. And it was the coolest thing I'd ever gotten at that point in my life. Because I'd never seen branding on drugs. It had a logo. Aunt Mabel's weed cookie. Oh, I trust this. She's family. Underneath it said, per dose, eat 1/3 of a cookie. Who eats 1/3 of a cookie? I eat all the thirds of a cookie. You're not going to have me eat 1/3 of a cookie now I'm high and I'm hungry. I'm staring at 2/3 of a cookie? That's not happiness, that's Hunger Games. And I ate the whole cookie. Woke up 2 days later, about 1.5 miles from my house, feeling refreshed. I'm gonna get out of this ditch and get on with my day.
Friends smoke weed all the time. My boys, like my guys I hang out with, they are heavy weed smokers. Heavy. And they all have girlfriends and wives, not girlfriends, girlfriends and or wives. That won't let them smoke at home. So now my house has become the designated weed smoking house. Yeah, they just call me out of nowhere, like, hey man, what you doing? Call me up for no reason. What you doing? Like, I'm in here watching the game. Got a pound, coming over. Then they get high and they get into these deep philosophical weed discussions. I don't know if your friends do that. Like, that's when they want to have like a Wolf Blitzer CNN discussion when they high. But it's always bull. It comes out of nowhere. It's like, yeah.
Mike Wolf. Yeah.
Tony, blast retraction.
My God. Shit is clogged up, son. Oh, I hate when it's like this.
If you was invisible, which ex-girlfriend's house would you rob? And my other boys over here, he's thinking about it too. Oh, that's deep. That's deep.
A star.
See, it don't work like that. It don't work like that because technically you invisible, right? But the you steal is not. So now it's TV just floating down the street. Oh, that's how they caught me last time.
My mom she came out here and visited me once, and she kind of got into my medicinal marijuana. My bad, because I've got glaucoma and can't see any of you. When she came out here and visited me, I took a shower. I thought I hit everything, but a Southern woman is like a fucking honey badger. They will dig through anything.
Honey badger.
Just looking through it. I got out of the shower, I looked really good. She's just standing there. She's like, Justin Douglas Burndale, what is this? The full name. Right? She's like, I've raised you better than this, mister. I cannot believe you brought this in your house. I've been through thick and thin with you. Jesus has cried for you through thick and thin. I cannot believe you would even... God damn, that shit hits hard. What is that? Is that an indica, a sativa? What is that? Purple Rhino, Mystic Haze, Sad Substitute Teacher? What's that called?
Sad substitute teacher.
If you're going to do drugs, smoke weed. Seriously, right? Exactly. I don't judge. What's the worst thing that's going to happen if you smoke some weed? You're going to eat a couple of Twinkies and drive really safely.
White people, you have good weed. And I commend you because you use discretion. You get your weed from somebody called a guy.
The guy, my
I don't
guy.
know who this guy is. You guys, any white dude anywhere. Where you get your weed from? I get it from this guy. I see him on Tuesdays. You want me to pick you up something? That's all you get. Ask a brother, yo dogs, where you get your weed from? From my cousin here at the Holiday Inn right down the street. Won't you call him from your cell phone so you can lock the number in? Then they wonder why they get caught. It's 2 o'clock in the morning and your car is orange. That's why you got caught. You need a guide.
When you get your weed from white people, they let you try it before you buy it. You can't get that from black people. You have to smoke them out with the shit you just got from them. In business, that's called reneging.
I I had to go back and learn fractions just to buy weed from white people. I didn't know nothing about eighths or quarters or nothing like that. Nobody told me that if the bottom number was bigger, you get less.
Eighths? You want an eighth? You want an eighth?
I had to rush down to Home Depot to get one of them rulers with the lines on it. The guy was like, what you using it for? Like, I'm buying an eighth from a white guy. Which one is the eighth? Is that the little short line next to the quarter? Because I don't want to get ripped off. I want the right length. I'm on the phone telling my friends, don't worry about it. I got 2 1/64s coming. We'll just put one in the freezer. This should last us till Christmas.
I have a prescription for medical marijuana. And here in Los Angeles, you don't even need a real reason to get it. The doctor's like, why do you need a prescription for medical marijuana?
I have a toothache.
Because my neighbor moved to Burbank.
Because my neighbor moved to Burbank.
I don't know where else to get any pot from. Because everybody smokes. I hate when I go to the store high, but the guy behind the counter is higher than I am. So you try to buy something and he's like,
dude, I went to fucking IHOP. Had a Puerto Rican dude for a waitress. A server, rather. This motherfucker was higher than I was, yo. He come up to the table. You can see the shit in his face like, hey, how's it going? I look at the dude, I'm like, yo, you're Puerto Rican, not Asian. Your eyes should not be that fucking chinky, bro. I have naturally chinky eyes. Like, I don't have like big round eyes. My eyes are a little low right now, but I just have naturally slant eyes. Like, my eyes are slim. Like, but this dude was like blind. I'm like, nobody don't see this guy high at work. He's like, can I take your order? He kind of rocking back and forth a little bit. I'm looking at him. I was like, yeah, let me get a such and such. He's like, can you say that again? I was like, oh, this dude is tripping balls. I was like, yeah, I can't believe he's this high at work. And then I see the manager come around. This tall white lady. And her eyes are bloodshot. And it's like, oh, she's stoned too. She wasn't as high as he was, but I was like, everybody at this establishment must be a pothead. Like, all the employees just came. He's probably the dealer. He's probably her guy. They just came from the fucking outside by the trash dumpster, sharing a spliff. Came back on the floor like nothing's the wrong. Like, no, you're high and your boss is high. I can see that shit from across the room. She looked at me and made eye contact. I was like, holy shit. That's funny as hell.
any pot from? Because everybody smokes. I hate when I go to the store high, but the guy behind the counter is higher than I am.
You're higher
so you
than
try
I
to buy something and he's like, $2.75, please. You're like, how much? He's like, What? My friend tried to get me to smoke some Afghani weed. I don't want to smoke Afghani weed because people in Afghanistan get stoned to death.
Wow, get stoned to death.
I'm just trying to get to Hollywood.
Here's the deal. I went into the weed store, and anybody had the edibles? Woo! Okay. So for those of you who don't know, the edibles kind of fuck you up. I did not know that.
Yes.
So I went in. Now listen, something you need to know about me is I fucking love blueberry muffins. So I walk into the weed store and I'm like, are those blueberry muffins? And the guy was like, yeah. And I said, does that have weed in it? And he said, yeah. And I was like, I'll have a blueberry muffin. So my weed store has like a little area where you can smoke and watch DVDs and shit. And I just put in Chappelle Season 1. Fucking great. And I'm literally licking my fingers when the guy runs in. You didn't eat that whole muffin, did you? Huh? Tell me you didn't eat that whole muffin right now, all at once, did you? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, all right, listen, and I'm not fucking around right now. Either give me the keys to your car or drive home right now. And I said, what? And he goes, I'm telling you, leave here right now or prepare to be here for 8 hours. I was like, are you kidding me? He goes, you ain't.
Yo, that's my first weed story, yo. With the edibles, bruh. And I don't know, like, my homeboy made them. That's the only reason I ate the shit. My guy made them, right? So, yes. And it's just a brownie. All he had was, he just made brownies, like, a little, like a brownie, like you would imagine a homemade brownie to be. But my guy is like a big dude, like he's like 220, 230. You know what I'm saying? Like 6 feet tall. This is a big motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Our body chemistry ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? It's different for little guys and big guys. You got fat to absorb extra shit. So he was like, you want a brownie? I'm like, yeah. So he eats the whole thing, and then I eat the whole thing. But unlike this guy's story, he doesn't fucking warn me at all. He doesn't say, hey, maybe you should only eat half of this brownie to start with if this is your first time. I think he purposely did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just to fuck with me. And like 45 minutes later, dude, I was tripping fucking balls. Like, I'm confessing my sins. I'm thinking I'm about to die. I can hear my fucking hair growing. Man, we just came back from a big ass dinner. Man, I threw up twice. I fell asleep in the tub. I woke up. I had to go for a walk. That shit was, it was weird. It was, I didn't like it. Let's say that. The first time I did an edible, I did not like that feeling. It was that's like way too many RPMs for me. And that's why I only smoke bud. Like, I don't do any fucking drugs. Like, I'll drink a little bit of alcohol, but no, I can't even imagine being on like a Molly or some other kind of shit. It's like, it's just too much. That shit just, even the edible was like too intense, and it fucking hurt. It's like, that shit hurt me physically. I'm throwing up. I'm killed over. I can't fucking think. I'm like, oh shit, this is what happens when you eat it. I'm like, dude, how much did you put out? What the fuck is going on? It's like, oh, never again. That was the first and last time I tried it edible. Well, no, actually, several months after that, I was over there again, and he had some butter, but it was like infused butter, and put it on, I think I put it on my mashed potatoes. So, Dr. What? That seems like a very deep statement, but I'm not exactly sure how to decipher that. Weed is like falling out of love? Falling out of love is sad and depressing and heartbreaking. Weed is like that? Weed is sad and depressing and heartbreaking and treacherous. I don't know. Weed is like falling out of love. I'm not really getting that one. No, I think marijuana is a stimulant, just like any other stimulant, just like alcohol or tobacco or whatever other substances people choose to use, and it's more organic than not, even though it's bred different nowadays. And these motherfucking these white boys done took that plant, man, and they done fucking clone and altered that shit to where it's like it's producing 80 and 90% THC, which is really far from, you know, its natural state. So I will say that in the past 2 decades, the weed industry has been tampered with dramatically to produce a stronger bud. You know what I'm saying? But we already know who's doing that. You know, like niggas in the hood ain't fucking with the weed like that. We get locked up for having an ounce. But the white boys get to alter the plant, manipulate this shit. They done completely extracted the fucking THC. Now you got shatter and wax and dabs, and that's what I consider drugs. Once you take a natural organic material and put it through a process to obtain a specific part of the organic matter, now you have a drug. Cocaine is a drug. Is the coca plant a drug? No. And if I can ever get my hands on some just pure coca leaves, I'll try that shit. I'll try a coca leaf and I'll chew that shit, because they say you can just chew the leaves and it gives you a euphoric effect. And I would do that. I would absolutely try it. But am I going to sniff a line of white powder? Nah, that shit don't come from nature, bro. Like, what the fuck did you do to the plant? This shit is green. That shit is white powders. Nah. And like dabs and shatter and wax, it's like, and honey is like, that's not natural. That's not how it comes. Like, it doesn't, it's not like that. But, a natural plant, like, yeah. Yeah, but at least you know that, like, the percentage of people who biologically cannot, their systems cannot handle it, it's very, very few people. And if it's not for you, it's not fucking for you, bro. Like, shit, how many people have tried anything and like, that's not for me? You know what I'm saying? I got fucking pissy drunk to the point of damn near probably alcohol blood poisoning. Like when I was 16, like, at a party, just trying to show out. Just, I ain't never felt that bad in my life. And that's when I realized, like, okay, I can never do that again. And ever since I was 16, bro, I don't like being drunk. Like I say, I will sip and drink a little bit, but I'm a 2-3 beer type of guy, maybe 3 beers, or a beer in a shot type of guy, or maybe like 2 shots, but I'm not gonna have like 3, 4, 5 shots, 6, 7. I don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that alcohol isn't for me. I know what large amounts of alcohol does to my system, and I don't like the way it makes me feel. So if you're in that 3%, I feel bad for you. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that because it turns you into like some fucking weirdo who has, you know, a schism in your psyche where you can't decipher reality from your imagination because your mind is undergoing the effects of having a chemical alteration due to the THC levels. Then that doesn't mean that weed is like falling out of love. It doesn't mean that. It means that you don't like weed. But you said it in a very poetic way. I like how you said it. But you know, I'll walk through Columbia rainforest all day. Yeah. Like I said, I'll try anything natural. I've tried Cranum. Cranum is just a powder that's made from the leaf. So it's not, once again, it's not like natural because you don't find it like that. But you know, letting the plant or letting the leaf dry out, just a dry leaf, and then grinding it up, that's not, you're not putting it through like a really a chemical process. You know, you are altering the plant, but you're making it so that the leaf is dissolvable more readily. I can imagine that if you had dried cranum leaves, a whole leaf, you can just sit there and chew the fucking leaf and eat that shit like that, because you're supposed to ingest it. So it's still the same thing, except by grinding with a mortar and pestle and grinding the leaf into a powder, it's easier to ingest than just like shoving a whole leaf and trying to eat like a big ass leaf. So I think so I've tried that, and I realized I don't like that in large quantities. Like, yo, the first time I tried cranum, I had a cup of tea and it had like 3 grams in it, 3 grams of cranum, and it was like, no, it was too much. I was like, oh shit. I threw up off of that shit. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh man. And then it lasted for so long. But like right at the end of it, like I felt good. Like it was weird. Like like the last lingering couple hours of it, because I have this thing in my shoulder. I don't know. And it's grinding a little bit. And, you know, that cranum made that shit go away. I was like, oh shit, yo, my shoulder feels good as fuck though. So the second time I tried it, I just tried like 1 gram. And I can feel that shit, but it's not too intense. And then that's something like, I'll have that shit like maybe once every 2 weeks or some shit. And sometimes, I don't know, it's been a month since I had a cup of that shit now. Now, I started thinking about my shoulder. Now I can feel that shit hurt. I felt that shit in the gym this morning. I might have to go to the doctor. I swear. All right. So, still going to be working on this piece. There is some shading I can do on this drawing, which is basically done, almost done. I want to get just a little bit more shade in her hair maybe, and in the collar of her shirt. And then I need to sign it.
Ate that whole muffin, man. He goes, I own this place. I would only eat half if I was at home. It's like, fuck me. He was right. I was high for 8 hours. That's one of those highs where you're like, I have kids, man. I had to pull one of these. I walked into the house, I was like, Daddy's sick, don't come in the room. Click. And then I peeked my head out, I was like, no matter what you hear from this room, do not come in here. It was bad.
It's bad, yo.
Except like an hour later, I was like,
except I can use some orange juice.
It's fun if you smoke pot. There's one type of stoner I hate being around. That's the person who, when they do get high, they think it makes them smarter somehow. Do you know one of these shitheads? And I realize there's certain things I can't do with that friend while he's stoned anymore. Like, I can't watch movies with him anymore. Here's what happened a few weeks ago. We were watching a movie. He's smoking a joint. I'm completely sober. We're watching Return of the Jedi. I don't want to ruin the movie for you guys. But at one point in Return of the Jedi, a spaceship explodes. And my buddy leans over and he goes, you know that would never actually happen in real life. Bro, you've never seen a fireball in space because fire needs oxygen to survive. And there's zero oxygen in space. So that shit would never happen. And I was like, you know what? You're right. And while we're at it, I don't think those are real Ewoks either. Pretty sure those are just dwarves dressed up as bears.
White people have cool, magical names for their weed. No, think about it, like Chronic, Kush, Purple Herbal, Juicy Fruit, Trainwreck, Northern Lights, Green Crack, Purple Horseshoes, Obama. Yeah, there's an Obama strain out there. Yes, we cannabis.
The era of Lil Rel Howery is here. Tell me more. And you will laugh out loud. We had a real connection. Man, she booped me. Boop. Boop.
Cause you know, like a coochie. Yeah, I'm a scientist. I'm about to teach you something. Cause you know, like a coochie, uterus, vagina. It's just a penis that's inside. We all started out as female. All of us started out as female, and then the chromosome kicks in, and then you turn into a man because your coochie fell out. You couldn't hold on to it. You're weak. You're weak. And that's why you a man, you're weak, and God felt bad for you. God felt bad that your coochie fell out, so he gave you strong arms and legs. So you could hold on to other things. You couldn't hold on to your pussy, so you should be able to hold on to other things. He mad as fuck. I ain't got no outside pussy. Yes, you do. That's why some men act like bitches. You ever wonder why do men have nipples? Because they started out as bitches.
That's fucked up, right? And I asked that question for a long... Breezy! Yo, I asked that question for a long time, yo. It's like, why do I have nipples? Why do I have nipples? Like, as a kid, like, it was weird to me, like, when I learned, okay, so the mammary glands are for women to breastfeed, right? I get it. Okay, so why do I have nipples? What the fuck is that? Oh, because everybody starts off as a girl? Really? Fuck me. That's weird as shit. But then in the Bible they say Adam was first, and then God took a rib from Adam and made Eve. But I've never seen a man give birth to a woman, ever. And then men have nipples. Somebody lied some way. Yeah, somebody lied some way. Nipples are the best.
So you should be able to hold on to other things. He mad as fuck. I ain't got no outside pussy.
I ain't got no outside pussy.
Yes, you do. That's why some men act like bitches.
Damn.
You ever wonder why do men have nipples? Because they started out as bitches.
Damn. You ain't gotta say
Really
it like
look at
that.
a penis. It is a pussy that fell the fuck out. The sac is the uterus. The testicles is the ovaries. The shaft is the vaginal canal, and the tip is the clitoris. Your pussy fell out, sir. Sometimes men want to argue with me. I'll be like, look. Your pussy will never go back in. Stop trying to bother me. You're not on my level. You're like, fuck you, bitch. No, you're the bitch. You're the one that's not me.
That's fucked up. What up?
Oh man, listen, balls are so gross. Okay, you guys.
I don't know if somebody gonna tell this joke, but they talking about female parts and male parts. I heard one dude say, why in the fuck if you try to tell a man to be stronger or something, you tell him like grow a set of nuts. Like, oh, grow a pair, or grow some nuts or something like that. It's like, why would you do that? You should tell a man to grow a pussy, because you kick a dude in the nuts, he's going down. But you can pound a pussy and a baby come out of pussy and that shit just go right back to normal. Like, I said, what the fuck? Yeah, I ain't tell it as good as he did, but it was funny the first time I heard it. Don't tell the man to grow a set of nuts. You need to tell him to grow a pussy. I was like, what the hell? Nuts are sensitive. Shit, you can pound the hell out of a pussy. That shit just go right back to normal. Oh.
Like, not only are balls aesthetically to look at more disgusting than like an actual pile of shit, but if someone tried to convince you to have balls,
oh, he's about to tell the joke, I think.
You wouldn't agree in a million years.
No, he's not.
You're like, yeah, just a couple quick questions about these balls you're trying to pitch me. Okay. Yeah.
I even say that too, like, man, like even like some mammals, like large mammals, male mammals, their penises like are inside their body until they need to use it, and then it comes out. Like, how come God couldn't like make us like that a little bit, or something else? Like, our shit is just too exposed to every kind of probing, prodding, sharp object out here. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you could have designed this a little bit different, guy. Like, come on, bro. Really? You just left my man parts just like dangling. That's crazy how you did us like that, bro. And you left us with the nipples. Like, you couldn't even shave the nipples off. It's weird.
Right off the top, are they the most gross? Actually, yeah, there's nothing grosser. Okay, yeah, so off to a bad start. Will they have them forever? Like, will they have them for my whole life? Yeah, big time. Right between your thighs, separating your butthole from your penis.
What?
Okay. Feels like a weird spot for those, right? Like,
exactly.
Probably like 200 on the list of places I would put balls. Okay. All right. So follow-up question to that last one. Yeah. If they're positioned right there, will I ever accidentally sit on them? Mm-hmm. All the time. Okay. Don't like that. So many questions, only bad answers. Oh man, so much in my mind, so much curiosity. Yeah, let's just pop in. Will they be sweating, these balls? I'm curious.
No, she looks just like Rihanna, doesn't she? But it's not Rihanna.
Even when the rest of your body is cold.
I get that all the time because you guys know I don't paint celebrities. So, I can't think of her name right now. But I know the photographer. I follow the photographer. His stuff is amazing, obviously. And I saw this picture he did. and just had this really beautiful model. So I asked him if I can use his photo, and he like, hell yes. And I was so good, and I painted it, and I follow her as well. But dang, I can't think of her name right now. I'll get her name for you guys in a minute. But nah, it's not Rihanna. Yeah, I don't do celebrities, but she does. Like, she is even more beautiful than Rihanna. And she's like, her page is like full of really good pictures. She's a really good model.
Okay. That's an interesting phenomenon. Yeah. Don't like that one either. Okay, well, like, how will I have them? Will they be like internal, like organs, or how will they be fashioned to my person? Do you understand? I do understand, yeah. Check this shit out. They'll be attached via an antique coin purse.
An antique coin purse.
That's made out of eyelid skin.
What the fuck?
Okay.
That's the weirdest way I've ever heard that described, yo. Holy crap.
I don't like that one bit. That sounds pretty delicate, right? Like sensitive? Will they be delicate or sensitive? Can I injure these balls easily? Can they easily get hurt? No, not really. They're pretty solid, but okay, right. Well, not unless they come in contact with the force of a gentle breeze. Or anything stronger than aforementioned gentle breeze. Okay, that was an immediate contradiction, yeah. So they're definitely sensitive. What happens if one of them, like, accidentally gets smashed? Oh, yeah, no, you'll throw up until you die. Okay. Good boy. Don't think I want those guys. No? Alright, well, yo, as long as it's like fictional land, just like workshopping genitals, can I have ovaries instead? Fire those guys up? Yeah, sure, we can do those. Sure, just a couple quick caveats on those boys. First of all, you'll be bleeding and uncomfortable for about a third of your life. You might have to possibly endure childbirth, perhaps more than once. You'll be the victim of constant sexual harassment and assault, and be belittled and treated like a second-class citizen while the government that's been in place to protect you tries to systematically erode your rights while ignoring...
Oh, shit.
My God.
Oh, shit. I'm dropping everything. God damn.
Grenade refraction.
No commercials. Let's get past that.
It's like injustices we face on a daily basis. That's the other one, huh? Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, that's worse. Oh, boy. Those are both bad. Super bad. Make a decision quick. Yeah, no. Yeah, we're good. Can I just be a dog? Can I be a human being? I didn't ask to be here. You know what I'm saying? A dog that cut your balls off right away when you're little. You're dead in 15 years. You're happy the whole time? I'll have that one. Dog, please. Even Greyhound, let's get fucking pointy and weird eye, you know what I mean?
Women rule the world, fellas. You know that, right? Women rule the fucking world. Yeah, you do, because you guys got the power. No.
That's the only tattoo someone else ever did on me. So this was the first tattoo I ever did. I had someone go over this. I intended on having these get done over, but I didn't. This right here was the second tattoo I ever did. And then like the summer when I was 16, 17, and 18, I did tattoos for those summers, like out of school. That was my summertime hustle. Shit, just do tattoos for all the hood people and shit. Yeah, I did that for a couple years, but I'm from South Carolina and I'm 37. So when I was a teenager in the 90s, in the state of South Carolina, it was illegal to have a tattoo business. The state wouldn't grant anybody a license, and tattooing was illegal. So if you didn't know someone from New Jersey who came down and had like tattoo equipment, you just found somebody who had some makeshift homemade guns. Or I learned initially how to do it jailhouse style with just a safety pin. It's basically the most ancient way of giving a tattoo is the prick manner, and it's just 1,000 pricks until you get your lines. And so that was initially how I learned how to tattoo. And over the years, we've learned how to build guns. So we would get a remote control car, and on the back tires of the car, you take the little engine off the back, or the little piston that spins it around. You would hook take a pin, take the inside of the pin out so you have a shaft in it. You get you a needle, slide that through the shaft, and hook the needle onto the end of the turn for the remote control car, and then connect that to a 9-volt battery. So anytime the positive and the negative were connected, it would spin and it would push the pin through the end of the empty pin tube, and it was like holding the fucking gun, yo. It was weird, but it worked. You know what I'm saying? So we figured out all kind of ways to do tattoos. But now I live in the state where it's completely legal. It's even legal in South Carolina now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, well, when I was growing up, y'all couldn't have that shit, huh? Even when I was growing up, you couldn't buy liquor or beer on Sundays. Like all day Sunday, nobody sold beer. It was we lived in a blue state. And and even on Sundays, you couldn't buy electronics before noontime. So, like, if you needed a VCR at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning, you couldn't buy it. You had to wait until after church was out, after noon, and then you can go to your Walmart and buy you a VCR. No electronics, no alcohol. Yo, Hewitt, what up? Yeah, I swear, yo, South Carolina was weird. I guess, I don't know, yo, you know what I'm saying? But that's and that instills like this Southern mentality, because Southern people think a certain way, like you just don't drink on Sundays. And that's that Bible state, that's that Bible Belt hardcore shit, motherfucker, that hardcore Bible Belt shit. You need to be your ass in church on Sunday. Ain't nobody buying no beer, no liquor. You don't need to be out buying electronics. You need to have your ass in church on Sunday morning. And that shit is crazy. That's not what they're saying, but they always had, you know, little ways to enforce different shit like that, yo. It was weird as fuck, yo. Yo, I'm telling you, you have to fucking stock up on Saturday. And it's weird. Are you finding a fucking bootlegger? I mean, you ain't gonna stop it, but it's like really? Now you're just trying to control motherfuckers' lives like that. And fucking, you just missing more taxes. You still gonna tax the shit on Sunday. Like, what's the fucking difference? Like, I never understood that shit. Like tattoos, like even as a kid, like what the fuck? It's a business. You're gonna tax the fucking business. I understood taxes like since I was a child. You tax fucking everything. But you're not gonna sell a certain product on Sunday, even when it's in high demand, especially when you got football games and all this shit going on. And man, I don't know, South Carolina weird as shit. Like I said, they changing now. The shit didn't change over now, but shit, when I was growing up, that shit was different as fuck, yo. Real different. You know what I'm saying? They ain't want none of that shit. I'm telling you.
What the power is? Say it again. The pussy! The pussy is the power. Dick ain't worth shit. I got a dick and ain't never do.
Damn, he ain't never lie. I Any man can run outside and be like, yo, who wants some dick? And ain't nobody gonna come running towards his ass. A woman run outside like, yo, who wants some pussy? You'll see motherfucker come out the woodworks. Excuse me, ma'am. What did you just say? May I have a little bit of that, please?
I never got in a club for free because I got a dick.
Nope. But the pussy?
Ain't no dick night at the club. And if it is, you at the wrong
Women
fucking
free
club.
before 11. Free drinks.
Nobody ever bought me a free drink because I got a dick. Pussy trumps dick every time. It's like a game of poker. The guy's like, all right, I got a dick. And a pair of balls. Beat that. The girl's like, I got a pussy. I win. Ha 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 ha. Good game, good game, good game, good game. Dick don't stand a chance, man. Dick needs good presentation. Dick gotta have a nice job. Dick gotta have a nice car.
Damn.
Dick gotta have money and jewelry. Pussy, as is. As is. We men, we don't care where you work. I don't care what kind of car you got. Can you drive over here and give me some pussy? That's a nice car. I don't care.
Damn.
I don't care what kind of jeans you got on. Is it a pussy in those jeans? Those are my favorite.
Those are my favorite.
You guys got it good, man. We cater to the pussy in this country. We cater to the pussy. You don't believe me? Go in any supermarket in America. Any supermarket in America, the whole aisle 7 dedicated to the pussy. The whole aisle. Whatever you need for your pussy. Sprays, pills, creams, chips, dips. Whatever you need for your pussy, aisle 7. Dick don't got no aisle. Dick got a shelf.
Dick ain't got no aisle.
Not even a long shelf. Condoms, KY jelly, Brillo pads. Oh shit, went too far.
Damn.
If you with your girl right now,
Damn.
ask her what she do.
Yo, nah, he was funny. He was funny just now, yo.
Be
Damn.
prepared. Because they've all
That shit too true.
It's never something positive and admirable, like I'd be president or I'd be logical. It's never something like that.
Yo, the light in here is fucking killing me right now. I gotta get a better studio with better lights.
I don't even feel like I know you. You would smack other women in the head with it. You're not hypocritical that she won't let me put it near her face, and you're just gonna smack other women in the head. And how do you know it would be that long, right? Like, that's the thing. Every woman in here thinks they got a dick. Oh, my dick would be you. It doesn't work that way, ladies. Everybody doesn't just get a huge dick, okay? Like, it's not like a store. Like, no, let me have the big one, the big one, the big one, the big one. It doesn't work like that. Like, all of y'all would have a huge dick. I'm looking at some of y'all titties. Some of y'all would have a small dick. It's all. I don't know, shade. Like, I don't know.
This is like say penis in hyenas.
Hyenas.
This is like say penis in French. Le pin.
What?
This is like say vagina in French. J'avais la crème de la pousse.
What?
This is like say penis in Spanish. Piñatas. This is like say penis in German. Penisschnitzel.
Penisschnitzel.
This is like say penis in Russian. Rollerblades.
What? Did he just say rollerblades?
This is like say penis in rap music. Yo, word up to your mother. Penis. This is like say penis in Super Mario Brothers. Penis, penis, penis.
Penis, penis, penis. Yo, this light in here, it just make it get up. Oh my god, that glare. Penis, penis, penis. This is how you say penis in Mario Brothers. Penis, penis, penis. Penis, penis, penis.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Segura.
Alright. Let me. I don't even know if there is a snack down there. I gotta find something to snack on though. And a drink maybe.
Thank you. Very nice.
live up to your expectations? I realize today that I need a hobby because my work day just started like now, right now. And here's the thing, it's not even that big a part of my day. So even if it doesn't go well, it's like, you know, still a pretty good fucking day. Like it wasn't a bad day. It just, you know, that part at work for an hour just didn't go to my liking, and then I had a great day otherwise. Because my whole life is basically, you know, it's hotels. Being in a hotel, just waiting for the show. Sad, right? I'm just waiting for the show to start, and you're like, what am I gonna do? I mean, you can only jerk off so many times before you're like, all right, I'm gonna do it again, but right now it hurts. I should find something else to do. I absolutely ruin hotel rooms. Like, if you stay in a hotel room after I stayed there, shit is gonna itch on you, okay? Just being honest. Come on, hotels are great. Everybody loves hotels, especially when you check in with your significant other. Why? Because, you know, in a hotel, you're gonna have sex, but you're gonna have an elevated form of sex. You're gonna have hotel room sex, which is, let's have sex, but let's also disrespect this room. Yeah. I do that too, except I'm alone. Like, I always wipe my balls on the curtains because I know they don't change those. Think about that the next time you want some sunlight. Or don't, just know that it's on your hand, you know what I mean? Here's what I've been trying to figure out. I got into online shopping recently. I guess that's a thing. Here's what I've been doing though. I shop for things that are like way out of my price range. And then after a while I go, oh yeah, I can't afford that. Like today I was looking at yachts. Online, and then I was telling myself I didn't want them as if they were an option, you know? I was like, 155 feet, that's not even big enough for all my friends and family. I'm not getting that shit. What the fuck am I doing? You ever do that? You ever go down like a rabbit hole online and then like 6 hours have gone by and you're like, I'm shopping for the private jet that best suits my needs. I think I found, this is it right here, the G550. How much is this? Place order, $53 million. Well, maybe not now, but maybe later. I'll just bookmark that shit for now. You know what that is? That's a sense of entitlement. That's me thinking I should be associated with this thing, and I haven't earned it. I have, neither of you, but also me. I get that feeling the most when I get upgraded to first class. Yeah, I fly every week. I never buy first class tickets. I buy coach tickets. I buy them so much, I get bumped up to first class. I'm telling you, the moment I get bumped up to first class, I get washed over with this feeling. I'm like, look at these fucking poor pieces of shit on the flight. Ugh. So much better than that. Don't stand next to me. Dude. I dare you to try to come up from coach and use the first class bathroom when I'm there. I'll put my hand on your chest, okay? There's a pig trough in the back. That's for you guys. That's for the big ballers up front. Some people buy first class tickets. I always feel like they know you got upgraded. They always give you the look like, by the way, we fucking know. You can sit up here, but you're not like us. God, it's so weird. People ask me, they ask fucking travel advice from strangers. Can we just break down how crazy that is? Like, people come up to me and they're like, hey, you travel a lot, right? And I'm like, yeah. Like, where should I go? I don't fucking know you, man. You ask travel advice to people who know you intimately. They know you well. They can guide you based on what they know about you. I mean, you don't ask strangers dining advice, right? You're like, hey, man, where should I eat tonight? I know I've never met you before in my life, but do you think you could give me a recommendation? Yeah, you should try this dim sum place. And then that person might go, oh, I hate the Asian world. And you're like, oh shit, I didn't know that about you. Yeah, I killed like 4 of them. What are you, like a serial killer or something? Yeah. Now you're in an awkward conversation with a serial killer. Here's all I'm saying. I can't tell you where to go. I can tell you where not to go. Wherever they film the first 48 on A&E.
Don't go there.
Well, if you're not familiar with the show, here's what it is. Camera crews follow real homicide detectives for the first 48 hours after a murder. And the reason that that time distinction is so important is that after 48 hours, they give up on that murder. They're like, that's some old shit. What do you want to do today? You're like, how about you keep trying to solve that murder, man? That shit happened on Monday. It's Wednesday. We're not going to solve that shit. There are so many amazing moments on that show. So many. A lot of the episodes take a similar path. I'm blown away, first of all, at how many times there's a witness to a murder. It's crazy. I always thought murders happen in dark alleys. Nobody saw shit. No. Every other episode, like, you see that shit? And I was like, I saw that shit. Yeah. Where? Right fucking here. Really? I was standing here, and then he killed that dude. What did he look like? He was like 5'2" to 6'8", something like that. That's the fucking description you're gonna give us? Uh-huh. Anything else about him? Yeah, he had ears too. Thanks, man. No problem. They still will sketch that shit out. Oh. And they show it to people. Do you know this guy? And everyone's like, nah. But then one guy will be like, yeah! That's Cricket right there! You're like, oh shit. You know him? I've been knowing Cricket 27 years! What's his real name? Man, that's just Cricket. I don't even know. Stop being white and weird. That's a perfect fucking impression, and you know exactly who that was, right? Yeah, it's a black guy, and he's wearing a wife beater, and he's got on a dirty hat, and he's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And he looks like he's about 33, but you find out he's 76 years old. And he speaks super aggressively to the cops. I've been out here for a minute! And they're like, all right, Jesus Christ. When was the last time you saw him? He came through with jellyfish last week. You were looking for some smoke. And they're like, all right, Jesus Christ. They always cut to the whitest detective from that guy, too. They cut from that guy to the guy who's like, I don't think he's going to help us out. We're going to have to find Cricket on our own. That show has the best.
I'm hungry as fuck, though.
It's the most dramatic movie you've ever seen. It's real life, and that is the interrogation.
Load
the
this
interrogation
space.
Is amazing.
I just got a message on
that
fucking laptop. You're running out of space on this PC. Manage storage review.
There's no
use it and free up some space.
About taking somebody else's life. It's inherently compelling television. It is also super serious. But the detectives
I don't even be adding shit to my laptop.
The suspect's street name, so the whole thing turns into a fucking cartoon. Like, they're literally like, your life is on the line. We need to talk to you. Why don't you have a seat? Little stank, why don't you sit down for a second? Did you or did you not know Dookie Shoes? I don't know no Dookie Shoes. I got a picture of you hanging out with Dookie Shoes. I mean, I've seen them. I don't know. And then they'll throw one bit of evidence against the wall, hoping it'll solve the case. They'll be like, well, we were talking to Naamin, and he said that you were at the 7-Eleven last week. And he'll be like, yeah, I shot him in the face. And you're like, God damn, really? That's all it took to break you? Dude, lie. Lie for longer. You can kill somebody, you can't lie for 10 fucking minutes about it?
Damn.
Like, dudes will break on anything. They'll be like, we heard you had on a blue shirt last Friday. Yeah, I stabbed those 4 people. Dude, a lot of people have blue shirts, man. You can still get out of this. Here's what I've learned watching that show, okay? Lawyer up. You can't handle that shit. Everybody's like, I'm gonna talk to the cops and straighten this whole thing out. You're gonna do 25 to life. Have fun with that, man. Nobody asked for a lawyer. I've seen 300 people get interrogated on this show. 2 of them were like, I talked to a lawyer? And both times the detectives were like, fuck! And then at the end of those episodes, it said on the screen, all charges against Tayshaun were dropped. Or Jim, pick a fucking name. Let's be honest, there's no Jims on the show. I've seen every episode, and none start with, hey Bryce, can we talk to you for a second, man?
Shit. Damn.
Where were you last Friday? I was over at Tanner's house. Then Skylar had a party, so we went over there. And then we picked up Connor and we had pancakes. Sorry, bro. The detective, bro. I swear to God, there's no more liberating and fun thing to do in this world than scream in your best aggressive black guy voice. Holy shit. So much fun. I highly recommend you do it. Not if you're black. If you're black, you already do it. But if you're white, do it. Do it in public. Do it where there are black people. And here's a little secret. If you do it well, there's a possibility that a black guy will yell back in return. I do it all the time. I live in Los Angeles. Pick your spot. I go to Crenshaw. There's never a shortage there. I do. I hang back and I go, hey, yeah! Sometimes a black guy will go, sup, D? I did it to Big Daddy Kane one time. I swear to God. I swear and to God. If you don't know who Big Daddy Kane is, you can go fuck yourself, okay? I was staying on Sunset Boulevard. A limousine pulled up. Like, for Sunset? Really? All right. A limo pulled up, like, I don't know, 30 feet from me. And I just like, all right, see the door open. Who's getting out of this limo? Expecting like a bachelor party or some shit. Fucking Big Daddy Kane. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And something just took over, you know? The spirit grabbed me. And I was like, sup, Kane? And his head whipped around. He was like, you? I was like, oh, that wasn't me. Somebody over there did that shit. That wasn't me. If you ever see Big Daddy Kane, please do the same shit. Every week, it's another city for me. I get asked the same questions every week by people. Are people the same everywhere? No. Some places suck and they have shittier people. I just gave you a sociology degree. How about that? You like that? Here's one universal truth about people, though. This one is true, and that is that everybody just wants to connect. It doesn't matter where you go or what language you speak. People just want to connect. And you know when you have chemistry with somebody. You know if you're like, I want to hang out with this person, or I want to date this person, or I want to harness this person to the bottom of my big rig and drive them around for a while and bury them 18 miles west of Lake Worth, and when I drive by, I'll get a boner. We all have these thoughts, right? Sometimes there's nothing there, and people try to force a connection. I think that's just rude. I'm checking in a hotel a few weeks ago. The guy comes from behind the counter. He goes, where are you from? I said, Los Angeles. And he goes, yeah, I got family in Denver. And I was like, what a coincidence. And he goes, yeah, they got a furniture store.
You know him? No, I asked him if he has a mic. Did I play? I think I played Siege with him like a couple of hours ago.
Is he
When I
good?
got home. Yeah, he's pretty decent.
Yeah, okay, we'll play.
Hey, bro, you got a mic?
I do not know any of you.
What the? Whoa. Are you like African or something?
You played Siege with him before, though.
I do not know any of you. The devil told me to join this party.
The devil? What? The devil isn't real.
The devil is very much real.
No, he
Listen
isn't.
to me.
God.
Listen to me, Wadrick. The devil is completely real, my brother. He told me to come and join the session. He told me to come and join the party.
Cool. Do you play Siege or?
Who are you, bro? Who are you?
You are going to pay for your sins, Wadrick.
I haven't
The devil does not like that you are telling him he is not real. You do not believe in the devil, you do not believe in God, huh? And how do I know your name? How do I know your name then? The devil has told me that you have sinned upon him.
The devil isn't real and I know it.
Really?
Bro, just tell me.
Because the devil told me your name.
The devil doesn't know me though.
Dude, this is creepy.
Lay on, bro.
Patrick, you are going to burn, my brother. You are going to burn. I just want you to know that you are going to burn in your afterlife.
What do you mean by going to bed?
All of your sins. I know all of your sins.
I don't see anything. Who is this guy Lemon?
I don't know, dude. I didn't know
How does he know my name? Can you tell me my name?
I have never seen him before in my life. The devil told me to come into this session. He told me to come into this party.
What do you mean, bro?
Dude, this is actually scary.
Patrick, you are going to pay for your sins, my brother.
I don't see it, and the devil isn't real. I can't pay for anything I haven't done.
Listen to me. Do not say the devil isn't real again.
The devil doesn't like you.
Do not say the devil isn't real again, or we are going to have a problem.
He is not real.
Alright. How about I come to your home and kill your mother, huh? Would you like that?
How do you know my mom? Dude, this guy. What the heck? Who are you?
What did he do? My mother, huh? Would you like that?
How do you know my mom? Dude, this guy. What the heck? Who are you?
A wise man once said, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. I am not here for the glory. I am not here for the fame. I do not care to be better than anyone else. That is not my goal. This is not a competition. One day you all will see. Each and every single one of you, you will see my true power. Everyone will see what I am about. You will get to know me very well. I promise you that, my brother. I promise you that. If you do not want to have the voodoo curse laid upon you, make sure that you have dropped a like on the video and share this video to all of your friends. Until next time, my brother, you better hope I do not join your session.
Belly flopping in random places.
Belly flop!
My wife says I sound like Gru when I have road rage.
Apparently you got your driver's license from a cereal box!
Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way, bitch! Get out the way!
See you later, man.
Later, man.
Later, guys.
She sees you when you're sleeping. She knows when you're awake. She knows if you've been bad!
Got referee Jeff Triplett. Now that's what you call giving them a little extra. Gay!
You do it.
Bye!
What the fuck is this shit?
Artificial intelligence helps us meet the needs of tomorrow, today.
By 2050, we need to produce.
Some people are obsessed by French wines. Others love playing golf or devouring literature. One of my greatest pleasures in life is, I have to admit, a bit special. I cannot tell you how much I enjoy watching cities from the sky, from an airplane window. Some cities are calmly industrious, like Düsseldorf or Louisville. Others project an energy that they can hardly contain, like New York or Hong Kong. And then you have Paris or Istanbul and their patina full of history. I see cities as living beings, and when I discover them from far above, I like to find those main streets and highways that structure their space, especially at night when commuters make these arteries look dramatically red and golden. The city's vascular system performing its vital function right before your eyes. But when I'm sitting in my car, after an hour and a half of commute every day, that reality looks very different. Nothing, not public radio, no podcast, not even mindfulness meditation makes this time worth living. Isn't it absurd that we created cars that can reach 130 miles per hour, and we now drive them at the same speed as 19th century horse carriages? In the US alone, we spent 29.6 billion hours commuting in 2014. With that amount of time, ancient Egyptians could have built 26 pyramids of Giza. We do that in 1 year, a monumental waste of time, energy, and human potential. For decades, our remedy to congestion was simple: build new roads or enlarge existing ones. And it worked. It worked admirably for Paris, when the city tore down hundreds of historical buildings to create 85 miles of transportation-friendly boulevards. And it still works today in fast-growing emerging cities. But in more established urban centers, Significant network expansions are almost impossible. Habitat is just too dense, real estate too expensive, and public finances too fragile. Our city's vascular system is getting clogged, it's getting sick, and we should pay attention. Our current way of thinking is not working. For our transportation to flow, we need a new source of inspiration. So after 16 years working in transportation, my aha moment happened when speaking with a biotech customer. She was telling me how her treatment was leveraging specific properties of our vascular system. Wow, I thought, our vascular system, all the veins and arteries in our body making miracles of logistics every day. This is the moment I realized that biology has been in the transportation business for billions of years. It has been testing countless solutions to move nutrients, gases, and proteins. It really is the world's most sophisticated transportation laboratory. So what if the solution to our traffic challenges was inside us? I wanted to know, why is it that blood flows in our veins most of our life when our big cities get clogged on a daily basis? And the reality is that you're looking at two very different networks. You know, I don't know if you realize, but each of us has 60,000 miles of blood vessels in our body. 60,000 miles. That's 2.5 times the Earth's circumference inside you. What it means is that blood vessels are everywhere inside us, not just under the surface of our skin. But if you look at our cities, yes, we have some underground subway systems and some tunnels and bridges and also some helicopters in the sky. But the vast majority of our traffic is focused on the ground, on the surface. So in other words, while our vascular system uses the 3 dimensions inside us, our urban transportation is mostly 2-dimensional. And so what we need is to embrace that verticality. If our surface grid is saturated, well, let's elevate our traffic. This Chinese concept of a bus that can straddle traffic jams, that was an eye-opener on new ways to think about space and movements inside our cities. And we can go higher and suspend our transportation like we did with our electrical grid. Tel Aviv and Abu Dhabi are talking about testing these futuristic networks of suspended magnetic pods. And we can keep climbing and fly. The fact that a company like Airbus is now seriously working on flying urban taxis is telling us something. Flying cars are finally moving from science fiction déjà vu to attractive business case territory. And that's an exciting moment. So building this 3D transportation network is one of the ways that we can mitigate traffic jams and solve traffic jams. But it's not the only one. We have to question other fundamental choices that we made, like the vehicles we use. Just imagine a very familiar scene. You've been driving for 42 minutes. The 2 kids behind you are getting restless, and you're late. Do you see that slow car in front of you? Always comes when you're late, right? That driver is looking for parking. There is no parking spot available in the area, but how would he know? It is estimated that up to 30% of urban traffic is generated by drivers looking for parking. Do you see the 100 cars around you? 85 of them only have 1 passenger. Those 85 drivers could all fit in 1 Londonian red bus. So the question is, why are we wasting so much space if it is what we need the most? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Biology would never do this. Space inside our arteries is fully utilized. At every heartbeat, a higher blood pressure literally compacts millions of red blood cells into massive trains of oxygen that quickly flow throughout our body. And the tiny space inside our red blood cells is not wasted either. In healthy conditions, more than 95% of their oxygen capacity is utilized. Can you imagine if the vehicles we used in our cities were 95% full? All the additional space that we would have to walk, to bike, and to enjoy our cities? The reason blood is so incredibly efficient is that our red blood cells are not dedicated to specific organs or tissues. Otherwise, we would probably have traffic jams in our veins. No, they're shared. They're shared by all the cells of our body. And because our network is so extensive, each one of our 37 trillion cells get its own deliveries of oxygen, precisely when it needs them. Blood is both a collective and an individual form of transportation. But for our cities, we've been stuck. We've been stuck in an endless debate between creating a car-centric society or extensive mass transit systems. And I think we should transcend this. I think we can create vehicles that combine the convenience of cars and the efficiencies of trains and buses. Just imagine you're comfortably sitting in a fast and smooth urban train along with 1,200 passengers. The problem with urban trains is that you sometimes have to stop 5, 10 times, 15 times before your final destination. What if in this train you didn't have to stop? In this train, wagons can detach dynamically while you're moving and become express driverless buses that move on a secondary road network. And so without a single stop, nor a lengthy transfer, you're now sitting in a bus that is headed toward your suburb. And when you get close, the section you're sitting in detaches and self-drives you right to your doorstep. It is collective and individual at the same time. And this could be one of the shared, modular, and driverless vehicles of tomorrow. Now, as if walking in a city, buzzing with drones, flying taxis, modular buses, and suspended magnetic buds was not exotic enough, I think there is another force in action that will make urban traffic mesmerizing. If you think about it, the current generation of driverless cars is just trying to earn its way into a traffic grid made by and for humans. They're trying to learn traffic rules, which is relatively simple, and coping with human unpredictability, which is more challenging. But what would happen when whole cities become driverless? Would we need traffic lights? Would we need lanes? How about speed limits? Red blood cells are not flowing in lanes. They never stop at red lights. In the first driverless cities, you will have no red lights and no lanes. And when all the cars are driverless and connected, everything is predictable and reaction time minimum. They can drive much faster and can take any rational initiative that can speed them up or the cars around them. So instead of rigid traffic rules, flow will be regulated by a mesh of dynamic and constantly self-improving algorithms. The result? A strange traffic that mixes the fast and smooth rigor of German autobahns and the creative vitality of the intersections of Mumbai. Traffic will be functionally exuberant. It will be liquid, like our blood. And by a strange paradox, the more robotized our traffic grid will be, the more organic and alive its movement will feel. So, yes, biology has all the attributes of a transportation genius today. But this process has taken billions of years and went through all sorts of iterations and mutations. And we can't wait billions of years to evolve our transportation system. We now have the dreams, the concepts, and the technology to create 3D transportation networks, invent new vehicles, and change the flow in our cities. Let's do it. Thank you.
There's a moment where everything is clear. At Fidelity, wealth planning is about clarity, knowing who you are, where you've been, and where you want to go.
Gangs of Ford workers once assembled cars like the Model T, much of the work done by hand, by muscle power. Competitive pressures prompted industrial companies of all kinds to seek more efficient, less labor-intensive, and cheaper ways to make products. Bad news for millions of workers like Holly Stover, who once held jobs in industrial companies. She was laid off after years of work for steel firms.
Well, I hope to end up working a decent job, making a decent living.
With help from an employment counselor, Stover is exploring new kinds of work, worrying about healthcare costs, and considering school to update skills. A Georgetown University workforce expert says more industrial robots mean fewer humans, have high-paying jobs on production lines.
The principal job eater since the early 1980s, when this began with a vengeance after a very difficult decade of the 1970s in manufacturing, is technology. Probably 75% of the job loss is technology-based, just to say robots, machines in general, are substituting for people.
But a top Labor Department official says the changing economy brings new opportunities for workers if they have relevant skills. Many employers complain they can't find enough people who can do things like run advanced machine tools or program computers.
We've also in this country had a remarkable transition to a service economy. And really wonderful high-paying jobs in IT, for instance. Those are industries that didn't exist 20 or 30 years ago.
Meantime, the head of the Southeast Michigan Community Alliance says employers are trying to close the skills gap by seeking apprentices for high-paying jobs like electricians, plumbers, carpenters, millwrights, and pipe fitters.
I'm Naomi Kyle here with IGN News. Domino's Pizza has unveiled what they're calling the world's first commercial autonomous delivery vehicle to deliver pizza in Australia. The Domino's Robotic Unit, or DRU, was developed in collaboration with Marathon Robotics, known for making targets for live-fire army training. The DRU can reach speeds of roughly 12.5 miles an hour, overcoming obstacles in its path, and even navigate fences and driveways. Only customers will have to collect their delivery from the curb for now. The DRU also makes conversation during deliveries and includes cameras to catch any potential pizza snatchers in the act. According to the CEO
I got in here kind of late, guys. I had a pretty busy morning.
For DRU.
I filled out some paperwork for a new job, and I had to go get fingerprinted because it's working with kids. This is pretty cool, so I'm gonna take a nap or something. I don't know. I really want to play the game. I feel kind of sleepy. Oh man. I'll probably drop this tomorrow, Saturday. Today's Friday, right? Friday. Alright, so I'll probably drop this off tomorrow. This is going to Michigan, and I have a painting that's going to Virginia. Alright, let's see here. Oh, okay. Yeah, you too, Shaman. Yeah, send me your address. Alright, so tomorrow I got 3 pieces to send off. Don't. Oh, shit. This one, man. Yeah, I better pull it out like that. Bro, I thought I ripped this shit just now. Yo, I swear, if I would have ripped this. No coming back from that one. Got you, mother sucker. Let's see. Nice little sketch. These sketches are fairly cheap for something like this. Only charge like $40. Or I meant to say $50. You know what I meant to say. Say no. But you can get these for like $40. It's not a bad little sketch. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna get out of here for a minute. I might go hop on a game. I feel like taking a nap, but I'm not sure. Oh damn. Peace.